I really like technology.
Reactor
So
improved. Reactor improved.
I normally start these recordings with the sort of the expectation of, yeah, I've got roughly like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, um specifically Halo Wars, like recording file size.
Supply pad upgraded.
I'm expecting to be able to
Supply
go for
pad
about
upgraded.
2-ish hours at least. Um, so yeah, I delete the previous recordings and they go to the recycle bin, don't they? Which doesn't actually free up all of the space, and so I run out of space on my hard drive, and so the recording stops because my hard drive is full of deleted recordings that
All
I've
units.
pressed delete on, but haven't
Turret
actually been
upgraded.
deleted. Um,
New blood. Research.
I get why, but you know, it's mildly annoying. Um, but yeah, I deleted that and got some room back, and yeah, I kind of didn't realize that it would happen. So yeah, I kind of went for a few minutes without noticing,
All units.
but not much
All
happened.
units.
Um, it was mainly just sitting here researching things, as
New blood.
always.
Researched.
Um, it does mean I have
Grenadier.
to go over the
Research.
things that I was talking about again. So we get wasps. Wasps are not hornets, I realise. Um, single seat single seat attack aircraft with two population, of course. Um, machine guns and rocket launchers. We get longswords, um, explosive machine guns, rocket launchers, and a nuke and sabers. We can also get all machine guns. Okay. I don't really know what counts as a machine gun. Um, we can get improved machine guns again. Um, but yeah, I was sort of saying, it's been, I don't want
Gunner.
to say
Research.
nice here, because like, just the way that our
All
house
units.
is, um, it goes from nice to horrible very quickly. It goes from too cold to too warm overnight. It's either that it's
Defense
cold
turret.
enough,
Research.
um, like how to put it, it's either cold enough where you have to have the heating on, and like that's being lost out of the house, or it's warm enough that all of the heat that should be outside accumulates in the house, if that makes sense. It's like there is no attic, and so all of like that air barrier that should be really good at preventing heat loss isn't. There's no barrier, so everything just goes through the roof, and so it either loses all of the heat or absorbs all of the heat from the sun, which is rather annoying. But I think like last autumn, I don't know why, it was just like a thing for pretty much every week. I
Medic.
just
Research.
had melon. That was just like, you know, I would just have a melon for breakfast. And so I was sort of like, I could chuck away all of the seeds, but
Base under attack.
if I'm scooping them out, I might as well scoop them out and save them. That doesn't look too great.
ODST research.
Yes.
That's not a lot of wasps. 4. It's alright, I guess.
Scorch research.
But yeah, so it was nice and sunny, and I thought, oh,
Marines ready, sir.
I will,
Boost research.
what's it called? Stick all these melon seeds that I've saved, like 10 melons worth, and I'll stick them all in a paper towel and, stick that, like wet it, and then put that in a plastic bag, and yeah, it's going great. They're, been there for a few days and they're all getting roots and shit already. And then I'm like, okay, well, I need to, like, clear the spot that they're going to go in. And I look at the weather, and it's like, it's a fucking fortnight of rain. And so, there's a fair amount that needs to be cleared. And it's just rain constantly. So I don't know when that's going to get done.
Dual
And then there's,
launchers
like,
research.
there's another patch that I want to put stuff in that's like the how do you put it? It's like a thin curved bit, like too small for melons to be in.
Research.
And so I was like, oh, we might as well, I'm not going to use it. We might as well grow some birdseed. I was like, yeah, I like sunflowers. Sunflowers
Enemy
are nice.
engagement. Reinforcements research.
Can't find any fucking birdseed that's just pure sunflowers. So it's like, oh, great. Can't find any, and I would go and see my grandma. It's been a while, so I was going to go and see her. And there's a garden centre that I can sort of, when I go and see her, if I walk for like an extra, I don't know, probably about 10 minutes or so. There's I don't know if it's really a garden centre. It's more of like a homeware, like a B&Q type place.
Piercing shot research.
That probably should have
Mega
birdseed.
barrage research. Enemy
Yeah,
engagement.
you'll just gives everything a shield. Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, I can, go see my grandma, go walk to that little homeware place, hardware place even, and they'll probably have some. And then once again, it's forecast for constant rain, nothing else. So, it's May. It's a bit, it's a bit, what's it called? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to do everything, but
Canister shell research. Heavy shield researched.
actually, no, we don't want those. We've already got those. And you can't even train ODST units, can you? Elephant.
Improve.
I mean, let's give it a go.
Locked and loaded. Hood, hell jumper, ODST on the way.
More resources required. More resources required.
ODST pods
More
launched.
resources required. More resources required. More resources required. Already at maximum population.
Hell jumpers.
Why? Why does he say it like that?
All units. Spartan laser research.
Elephant, ready
Because
to roll.
that's
Hornet on station.
it does sound like he's like trying to make a song, doesn't it?
All units.
On the move. Sure thing. Lock on station.
You cannot make
I'm going.
anything. You can't help us.
Driving.
Okay, so all of these.
Loading up.
Right, so it's just the ring, not an actual like you can in the game. You know, this isn't hard ground.
Yes, sir. On the move.
So the elephant, I'm going to go and park it over here. If there is a base here, I am going to set it down. And because we're only on heroic, it's going to tank a load of damage. It's going to do a load of... It's just going to piss him off. And really, that's all I care about. Just be annoying. There's nothing that it can do.
Spartan.
It's not going to win. It's not going to be this base,
Reinforcements research.
hopefully. But it is going to be really fucking annoying for him. But yeah, I've also been,
Spartan ready.
now that we've got the, like the heat back,
Enemy engagement.
I've been having the windows open. And I've, it's kind of annoying. I normally leave the curtains closed, though we've not got blackout curtains. So, despite the curtains being closed, right now, it's perfectly bright in here.
Ceramic armor research.
And I've been having the windows open, which means being able to
Reinforcements
see out,
research.
because what's the point in having the windows open if the curtains are still drawn?
Ready to go.
But what that means is having, because like there's a load of trees and shit, and every time a bird lands in the tree,
Spartan. Good to
because
go.
it was quite early on, the trees weren't fully leaved, whatever you want to call it. You know, they were still kind of bare. It was still just starting to grow again, and it was like,
Power turret research.
anytime anything happened in my peripheral vision, I would and it was like impossible not to notice. And so I noticed a lot, really fucking annoying. And so I decided I just wanted to see what the birds were. And so I didn't have any other idea of how to do that.
Mac improved.
And I was just like, oh fuck it, I'll,
You got it.
you know, airsoft rifle. That's got a scope on it. That's I think a 6x zoom. I think it might be 12. I'm not sure. The little ring says 6,
Elephant.
but I think the ring says 6,
Enemy
and then it has
engagement.
like, because that's adjustable, if that makes sense. So it's like you can go from 2 to 6, but I think that's actually then doubled. So I think it's 4 to 12. I think. It certainly feels a bit more magnified than 6 times, in my opinion. And so I was just looking at the birds through that, and it was, can't remember now.
Elephant
If it,
on station.
I think it was a chaffinch and a bullfinch.
Elephant ready.
Might have been, instead of a bullfinch, a goldfinch. Who were the ones with the like the red heads.
Orders.
Um,
2.
Local units.
Got it.
I'm there. Moving. Moving out. On the way. On my way. Where to?
Reinforcements research.
Man, that thing's lasted fucking ages. Yeah, so I was sort of,
Ready
I was
to
looking at
deploy.
the birds through
Orders.
an airsoft scope, and I was like, I should probably find something better. And so I went and dug out my granddad's old binoculars, and they're really fucking good. Not only are they much easier to use, and not attached to airsoft rifles aren't
Right away.
weightless, and sometimes
Marking down.
it takes a bit of weighting, which makes your arm go a bit numb after a while. And so they're much better. The only problem is, now that it's not really the start of spring, it's like full on spring. I have seen a lot of leaves, seen a lot of foliage, and not much else at all. And so that's rather annoying.
Turret improved. Turret improved.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I kind of wanted to. I built I think it was last year. There was a robin. I think. Yeah, I think it was a robin. And I sort of saw it hanging out, just outside the back door. And I was like, is that looking for somewhere to like make a nest and to
Improved.
all that sort of stuff? So I thought, I'll make the thing a little nest,
Turret complete.
like a nest box. So I did, and I made it specifically for a robin, because I want it a bit different from everything else. And I did that.
On the ground.
And about a day or two afterwards, after I put that up, I saw it flying. It's like a box of old stuff. Like bags of like compost and that sort of stuff, like in boxes, that has been left outside, and I saw this little tiny bird flying into those boxes.
Adrenaline research. All units.
Am I worried about this?
Max rounds depleted.
It is kind of crazy that can tank that much. At the same time, it's also pretty crazy that the elephant can tank this as well. Like, that
All
is
units.
a lot. But yeah, so I saw a few days after making a nest box specifically for this bird that it had already made a nest box in a bunch of old junk. And so that was mildly insulting.
Orders?
But I've sort of been wanting to make more.
Supply pad complete.
What we're building there in Century, okay. Yeah, just from like seeing if anyone, like any family, can get just like old pallets and shit, just like old wood that no one cares about.
You bet.
I just haven't had anything yet, so I don't know. I was talking about it with someone a while ago. It's just like the perfect thing to do, if that makes sense. It's just like one of those things where no matter what,
Marines reporting
it's
for
just
duty.
having like an image in your head and being like, okay, I need to make what I can envision. I can envision putting it together and how that would go,
Marines on the ground,
and
sir.
I can sort of have a rough idea of how I would do it. But then you're given pallet wood, and you're like, okay, well, this doesn't match the dimensions that I was like using in my brain. You know, when I was envisioning putting it together mentally, I was using like just regular wood.
Shoots me.
You know, I wasn't using random offcuts where I don't get to choose the size and all that sort of shit. And it's that like perfect balance of you have a problem and you can't just ignore it, but also
Turret complete.
at the end of the day you're just like nailing a few pieces of wood together. And so there isn't really a way that you can massively fuck up. It's just, you know that you can do it. You know that there's going to be no problems doing it. Or at least nothing that's going to stop you from doing it. It's just, how do you take suboptimal materials and use them in the most optimal way? And it's like, just that, like that constraint, that like puzzle solving, whatever you want to call it, is like the perfect middle ground,
Yes, sir.
at least in my opinion. For me,
Moving out.
it's the perfect middle ground between being enough of a problem that you can't simply just ignore it,
Turret complete.
but also not being too big of a problem to be annoying.
Local units.
Or like, not necessarily annoying, but like something that will annoy you. You know, something that'll be like, I can't be fucked to deal with this, I'll do it some other time.
Complete.
But yeah, that relies on friends and family being able to, to steal some old pallets from where they work,
Turret
which
complete.
haven't had any luck with so far.
Right away. Setting up.
It's such a fucking cheap tactic as, oh Jesus Christ, the fucking range on that.
Turret complete.
But yeah, there's also been there is like
Enemy
I want a dog, and I want something incredibly specific, and something that kind of shouldn't exist either. I want specifically what most people would call a Japanese Akita Inu, and I want a long hair version. And the problem is, the actor was never
Enemy engagement.
meant to have long hair. It was, I forget exactly. It was either Sakhalin or the Kuril Islands, where they were bred,
Base under attack.
and they were bred to be like, they were bred with. I think it is Sakhalin, because I think it was the Sakhalin Husky that they were bred with to be long-haired. I mean, we might as well. Yeah, I think they were bred with the Sakhalin Husky, and that's why they have long hair. The problem is, I mean, Japanese dog, and I've mentioned the word Kuril, especially considering the Akita as a breed has only really existed since sort of the the mid to early 19th century, which Japan, Kuril Islands, mid to early, 20th century, 1900s. Not the most friendly people back then, especially, yeah, don't look at how they, they viewed especially Chinese and Eastern Russian people. And so when the breed standard was like properly announced, they kind of said, yeah, we don't want any of this Russian bullshit in our dogs. And so technically, none of them should have long hair.
Enemy engagement.
Aside from, well, that's not going to change genetics. You know, they were crossbred with Russian dogs, and so
All units.
they are going to have traits of Russian dogs,
All units.
and you don't really get a choice in that matter.
Spartan laser research.
That is an insane lack of damage that was able to put out. Jesus Christ. But yeah, there is one female one, actually really close to my aunt, where she lives, and it's a female one from a reputable breeder, and it's the right coloring, it's the right, you know, it's got the long coat. Female one, it's perfect, and I am heavily considering, you know, when I say perfect, I mean like quite literally perfect.
Enemy engagement.
I'm just gonna take this base slot.
Supply pad upgraded.
What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna fill this base properly first. And then I'm gonna Mac Blast these. Because there is... I don't know how I get something killed. I want to get rid of my own
Station
units.
complete.
We're gonna go with 2 Ghost turrets. The artillery turrets probably should... They should probably deal with the infantry. But if it sends a Scarab, then I think these will be better than the artillery, especially considering
Fortress
they've got
upgrade
special
complete.
upgrade.
Turret
I'm also
complete.
noticing, because I'm fairly sure that the longsword
Supply pad complete.
is not going to be unique. I'm fairly sure that Forge gets this as well. I think that's his name. The black guy in the middle with the upgraded supply pads, which Halsey was also getting, or Anders, I can't remember which one.
Turret complete. Supply pad complete. Supply pad
Actually, the
upgrade.
ghost turrets kind of didn't do much there against the infantry. It was mainly... Man, imagine if we were playing... I don't want to say base
Turret
game,
complete.
but... Which one is it? Operator? Yeah.
Supply pad complete.
Commandeer friendly vehicles. If I got 4 of those and stuck them in here, they would be... I would be willing to bet that if these 4 had max rank Spartans
complete.
operating them, they would probably be able to solo this Scarab.
Supply pad complete.
That's a fairly considerable amount of damage, especially a considerable lack of damage dealt to the Scarab.
Going.
Supply pad complete.
So I'm just going to do that.
Spinning up Mac rounds. Mac firing. Mac firing. Mac rounds depleted.
Man, that's going to take ages.
We're good to go. Heading out. On the move.
Supply pad complete.
Yes.
Prepped and ready. Moving out.
Just want to have, you know, big all-out attack. I don't know what it is with the
Driving. Locked and firing.
with this mod, but it seems like they really don't like building shield generators. I don't know if maybe the resource cost has been changed or something.
Go as well. Moving up. Orders.
I don't want any overlapping damage, really. Oh, okay, we've got a Scarab to kill everything on anyway.
Ready. Locking on. Where to?
I can't do an all units until everything to come over here. I
Local units.
think I can maybe just do that, though.
Yes. Yes, sir. Prepped and ready. Right away.
Hopefully, yeah, I was going to say, hopefully that's still there, because if it's not, then we've got a bit of a problem.
ODST pods launched. Hell jumpers standing down.
There we go. You were a fucking great cheese tactic. But I kind of want something a bit more impressive to win this game with. Admittedly, a bunch of infantry isn't really that impressive. So I'll get a Cobra and a tank and a Scorpion, just to make it look a bit better than this.
Yes. Cobra loaded up.
Guard,
Where to?
sniper,
Yes.
medic, air
In
assault,
order.
demolitions,
Where to? Where to?
operator.
I'll get it.
Base under attack.
I can't. What's it called?
All units.
I got it.
There's a reason why you can't put Spartans in vultures. But also, just fucking. Oh, it was a. What's it called? Saber.
14 standing by.
Oh, who doesn't love that mission? I think I would be willing to say that that's the worst
All
mission in the
units.
entire series.
Sure thing.
Actually, no, I wouldn't. The entire series, in brackets, we don't talk about anything after ODST. You know, Halo, in brackets, Bungie.
Scorpion fueled and ready.
All units.
Got it.
Yeah. I don't remember anything about Halo 4. It's such... It is partly the fault of the Master Chief Collection. I'm blaming that. It's all their fault. Because,
Supply pad upgraded.
you know, where's
Supply pad upgraded.
the
Supply pad upgraded.
what's it called? Sorry, I said ODST. I mean anything after Reach. I think was the last one. Yeah, the Master Chief Collection, and then
All
it just
units.
doesn't have Halo 4,
Going.
which, like, yeah, I can understand. Not many people liked Halo 5, but you know what's the point in having the collection and then it not having the full collection?
Too easy.
So I'm just gonna send everything in.
Spinning up Mac rounds. Mac on top. Mac blast. Mac rounds depleted.
All units.
I'm on it.
All units.
I'm on it.
You are victorious.
Right. Well, current temperature is 27.2. I'm gonna stop recording things so I can put the fan on and have the fucking windows open. As always, 14 to 270 is obviously quite good. Once again, there is my 2-decade-old Xbox Live original wired. I forget exactly. I think it was that the because it's got two connectors on it. It's got like the original thing that almost looks like a like the round one that it plugs in. I was gonna say like the PS2 memory thing, but it was not. It was something else. I can't remember. It's probably gonna be like some fucking NES controller shit that I've never used. But yeah, it's got that and then an adapter to it that goes to USB. And this thing is probably about 2 decades old. You know, I've got my GPU, that's turning 12 this year. Or sorry, that has turned 12 this year. 2014, January 2014 that I got it. 960. So, you know, it wasn't even, it was the low end 12 years ago. It was a budget card from 12 years ago that I'm still using. I was looking at buying a 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte, of course, because well, let's be honest, they don't actually expect to sell any 8 gig ones. Yeah, I was looking at buying one a while ago, and they were sort of like 470 quid, and I'm like, I'll pay retail price for it. I'll give you 400 quid for it at most. And then they were like, no, it's 470 quid at least. You know, you might be able to get one on sale for 450. And then I look now, and they're all like 500 quid, and it's like, yep, that's how product aging works. You know, silly me, I thought I was buying technology that very famously depreciates incredibly quickly in value. Turns out, you know, I I guess the fucking wine people have started buying GPUs and gonna get a fine, what they call sommelier something. You know, if that was the case, fucking hell, I'd be sitting on a gold mine with a 960. Yeah, God, I enjoy not being able to play any games that came out after sort of 2016-ish, at a frame rate above 20. Um, like genuinely, that's that's where we're at. Um, and of course, the prices just keep going up for some reason. But at the same time, I'm sort of like, well, I don't really care too much. You know, I'm perfectly happy playing the same few games. I'm not like, what would I even play new games wise? Yeah, okay, Halo Wars 2, obligatory, but I don't know if I would. I don't know if I care enough. Especially because it's not on Steam, as far as I'm aware. Um, like, what new games have come out that I give a shit about? It's like, I guess Elden Ring, maybe, but even then, from what I've seen of Elden Ring, all I'm saying is I see like a few clips. I have intentionally not watched anything of Elden Ring. Um, Even though I do watch a fair amount of just Souls content in general. Not watched anything from Elden Ring, just so I sort of don't spoil myself on any of like the routes and shit like that, and you know which bosses do what. Um, but I have seen a few clips here and there, and all I'm saying is I think I like, from the look of how it looks like it'll be to play, I think I would probably just prefer Dark Souls 2, which might be sacrilege. Um, Other than that, like, yeah, I would like to be able to fuck around with some AI generators locally, because there's some stuff that is local only, and you know I would kind of like to fuck around with that, but at the same time, you know, that's 450 quid. That's yeah, that's like a single week of dog food. Not quite. Actors aren't that. Um, they're not quite that hungry. They're not that big. I mean, hell, maybe I should fucking slag off the sunflowers and start growing. I don't think cows grow from seeds. I don't know. What do they eat over there? Like fucking rice and soy. I mean, the soil over here is bad enough that yeah, you could make a rice paddy. It does it on its own. That's how shit the soil quality is. It's not shit. It's just heavy, heavy, heavy clay. Um, to the point where I've said, like, if I ever have to dig anything like deep, deep in the garden, let's say I want to like plant a tree or something, um, I will I will be digging up a few clumps of clay and I will refine it and I will I will um whatever find some wood and have a bonfire and I will make my own clay pots or whatever just from the fucking soil. It's like it's I did look it up and I can't remember the exact name. Um I looked up the proper I don't know if it's like land registry, I don't think it is, but like the soil commissionry, whatever. And yeah, the soil it wasn't clay soil, it was just clay. It's like right in the corner of the what's it? That pyramid thing, the soil pyramid. So it makes it kind of annoying to grow anything that doesn't want to be rice. The we don't have grass, we have moss. That's like if you like leave a hole anywhere, if you leave like a barren patch, it doesn't grow like it doesn't shoot up with a load of grass like you would expect. Like it does, like the weed that it is grows fucking everywhere. Instead, it's too wet for grass, and so it just grows a shitload of moss instead, which I do kind of prefer. It also stays nice and low, which is nice as well. But yeah, I feel like there was something I wanted to say. I don't know. Yeah, I've got no idea. So